JJK wird jetzt auch wieder eine Achterbahnfahrt, weil wir einmal 2 Kapitel haben, die ganz gut sind und 2 Kapitel, die ein bisschen Filler sind. Ja, das wird jetzt wieder ganz lustig hier. Ach du Heiliger. Kashimo Fight. Ja, mal sehen, wie lange sich Kashimo hält gegen den neuen Sukuna. The fight against the strongest continues. The God of Lightning, Kashimo, enters the ring. Also, wir ballern das jetzt hier ganz schnell durch, weil Kashimo wird sowieso nicht lange irgendwas machen. Despite vaulting 203 meters off the ground, a heaping mass of ice towered above Kashimo. Atop the ice was none other than the frozen star Uraume. An attack from above. Sorry, pal, but I made a promise. You're not going anywhere. I haven't the slightest interest in you. Ice formation. Domain expansion. Can't blame ya. Ja, Digga. Hakari, bester Mann. Mal sehen, ob er den auseinander nimmt mit seinem Reachy-Modus. Despite Hakari trapping Uraume within his domain, the block of ice continued plummeting toward the earth. Melting from the ice was an object created through a binding vow by Yorozu before her final breath. Also das ist das Geschenk, was Yorozu Sukuna vermacht hat, anscheinend. The Cursed Tool Kamutoke. Okay, kein Schaden. Wird wahrscheinlich noch erklärt. Achso, hier. Its effect happened to be nullified by a particular characteristic innate to Kashimo's cursed energy. Namely, his resistance to electricity. Sukuna. Did you earn the title of the strongest, or were you simply born as such? Who knows? I was born a cursed, unwanted little wretch, that much I can say. How can you connect with others? How can you love those beneath you, while knowing nothing of weakness? That's something I never understood. I was always surrounded by those as feeble as the dirt beneath my feet. So enlighten me, is strength solitude? Or is the endless search for greater power simply a cross the strong must bear alone? My, how greedy. You both ask for so much. Ja, Digga, Sukuna hat gar keinen Bock, so viel zu labern. Sure, I will teach you. Give me your best shot, Revenant. Zack, zack. Bisschen am Fighten. Bum, bum, hin und her. Curse Technique Release. Mythic Beast Amber. Zack. Straßenkampf, Boxbattle. Jetzt wird er hier zum Pokémon. Zu Knofensa oder was? Mythic Beast Amber transforms Kashimo's body, rendering any phenomena that can be created by electricity a weapon in his arsenal. Er digitiert einfach nur. Das ist ein bisschen lame, sage ich. Also hätte man sich auch irgendwie was Cooleres einfallen lassen können für seine Curse-Technik, oder? Increasing agility by activating his brain's electrical signals, optimizing and tuning sound waves to match the natural frequencies of materials, vaporizing irradiated objects using electromagnetic waves. Kashimo's body has now surpassed the limits of mankind. Meaning, once his curse technique concludes, his body will crumble. Deswegen wahrscheinlich auch so eine Sache, warum er die nicht einsetzen wollte, ne? Weil er die vielleicht noch einmal gebrauchen kann, so. Apart from reverse curse technique, Sukuna has a method of restoring his body. One he can only use a single time. Ah, okay. Ja. A method he had been intentionally suspending this whole time. Ja, ja, das hat er ja gesagt. Resuming his transformation through means of incarnation. Ja, und hier jetzt durch... Aber das... Durch was hat er sich jetzt verwandelt? Das habe ich nicht kapiert. Oder wahrscheinlich einfach... Ist das eines seiner Asse gewesen, die er gegen Gojo nicht pullen wollte? Weil Gojo ihn dann sonst so auseinandergenommen hätte, oder was? Könnte er, aber hätte ihm vermutlich nicht so viel geholfen. Ja, ja, mir geht's nur darum, wo das jetzt herkommt. Weil, okay, ja gut, dann... Wenn er das die ganze Zeit hätte machen können, dann okay. Natürlich stellt man sich jetzt die Frage, was ist jetzt mit Megumi? Weil er hat sich jetzt hier so reinkarniert mäßig oder halt, ja, seinen Prime-Körper wieder. Von Megumi sieht man jetzt nicht mehr wirklich was. Kann man den halt irgendwie wieder zurückentwickeln mäßig. Ja, irgendwie Mal sehen, ne? Using X-ray vision to analyze Ryumen Sukuna, what Kashimo saw was perfection. Even when performing curse gestures, his hands remain unfettered. And even when chanting a curse, his heart and lungs remain unburdened. Das sieht schon cool aus hier auf jeden Fall. Sukuna's extra arms and mouths provide an immense advantage over other sorcerers. His physical form may be greatly deformed, but that doesn't impede him in any way. Ah lol, den Mund hier habe ich gar nicht gesehen. Armed with both his physic and the curse tools known as Supreme Martial Solution and Hidden, Sukuna annihilated the Sun, Moon and Star Squad and the 5 empty generals serving the Northern Fujiwara Clan. Okay, das ist alles früher gewesen. And routed the Abyss Clan elite forces, which included Angels and the Desi Pacification Squad, composed of Sugawara Clan remnants. Ah, to have achieved so much. Achso, er wird so mäßig daran erinnert, als er das halt hier so sieht. Okay. Okay, die fighten weiter. Babam. Energy Blast. Dragon Scales. Repulsion. Evade this. Paired Falling Stars. Dismantle. This is what finished Satoru Gojo. It's a slash that cuts the world. A fool once preached to me about love. She said I didn't know love and was lonely like none other. I got the point, but still it hurt. She had the wrong guy. She would have done better preaching to you or Gojo. Then again, with you guys, it's not so much that you didn't know, you just can't understand. What are you trying to say? Digga, wie er aussieht. You were strong, right? Vogelkäfig hier. What the fuck? Einfach so ein halbes Netz. Many fierce fighters must have challenged you with all their strength and spirit and might. But they never cursed you. They wanted your recognition so they could know their worth, but you butchered them. But you butchered them all. The while wondering how to treat others with care. If that isn't loving kindness, then what is? Others love us for our strength, and we respond to that love. Yet solitude troubles you, that's why I called you greedy. Then are you satisfied? If so, why divide your soul and cross the ages as cursed objects? I understand love, and I say to you, love is worthless. I've never needed anyone to satisfy me. I eat when I wanna eat, play with what amuses me, and kill whoever's in my way. I live as befits my nature. If no one can grasp that, then that's their problem. Doesn't that get old? No. Every human has a unique and fleeting taste, which makes devouring them a perfect way to pass time until death. Scheint mir alles egal zu sein, so. Hauptsache er kann machen, was er will und ja, kann sich so mäßig damit die Zeit vertreiben. What can a little boy hope to accomplish here? Kuruma und Yushi. Urauma und Hakari. Ja, mal gucken, ne? Hier so ein bisschen geoffscreened worden. So ähnliches Schicksal wie Gojo, aber juckt halt, ne? Scheiß auf Kashimo. Hab auf jeden Fall 30 Kapitel nur darauf gewartet, dass seine Curse-Technik ist in Knofenser sich weiterzuentwickeln. Ne? Also, cool. What the hell? Wer ist das jetzt, Bruder? Bin ich hier bei Mr. Amane von Death Note gelandet oder was? What the hell is going on? And is this an act of desperation because the culling game didn't go as planned? Each additional rule to the culling game took it further from the bloodbath it was intended to be. That's probably because the awakened sorcerers were reluctant to kill. So boredom led to soldiers invading the colonies. And even that wasn't enough for him. So now what? What does Kenjaku want? He prolonged past sorcerers' lives as cursed objects and gave them a second chance at life, but now he wants to take that away. Talk about cruel. If something tastes bland, add seasoning. If it's too rich, dilute it. To me, you guys are like seasoning or water. No emotion necessary. I'm usually dispassionate, but I do detest needless waste. Was macht er da? How do you know where the players are? Okay, er killt die halt, okay. Tracking isn't hard. Once you've tagged the reincarnated sorcerers with cursed objects, the awakened sorcerers with cursed seals. Not that I've had to. They've been surprisingly reluctant to leave their colonies. Adapting to society and getting hunted down are both unattractive options. She's already dead. But you're still talking. Is that typical for people who've lived as long as you? Well, we don't have many friends left. Verification of points is no longer happening. But you can be my friend, Hazenoki. Yeah, right. You're gonna call me that, huh? Where's das? Great, but there are conditions. 1, you must never bore me. 2, you must be my equal. I was joking. Took that seriously. I've had enough of friends with long hair. Ah, that's too bad. Der Typ aus Reggies Gruppe. Oh nein, nicht Reggie! Bruder, da habe ich so den Kopf abgeschalten, sag ich ganz ehrlich. Ich hasse diese Culling Game Randoms, wirklich. Ganz, ganz schlimm. Kann man nicht erwarten, dass man sich an die erinnert. Ehrlich. Wait a moment. Ah, I see. Extension of cursed technique targets. Oder, oh, he lost. If Gojo had won, he would have come for you next. Then I could have expected backup. I wouldn't count on any. I've used barrier techniques to conceal cursed spirits around myself and Kenjaku. They're on the lookout for certain things. I know the aggregate cursed energy for all the sorcerers in Kenjaku at all times. Okatsu's number 2 is especially easy to notice. Of course, I've shared vision with all the cursed spirits so I can see what they see. In addition to Markizenen, a physically gifted awakened type, there's Meimei's younger brother, who I suspect has a cursed technique for spatial transference. Digga, er hat ja alles durchgeplant hier. Which means I can't only be on guard against sorcerers. So you're ready to run at any time? Lacking confidence, huh? My point is that it's just the two of us. Ganzen cursed spirits hier auf ihn drauf. Do you really think you can stand against me until help arrives? Lol, er nimmt sein Auge, oder was? Reißt sich sein Auge raus? I know you can use reverse cursed... Ah, okay. Cursed technique. That's why I aimed for your head. Even if you suck, you are one of the reincarnated ones, aren't you? Oha, Digga. Tschü. Too bad. This way you can apply reverse curse technique from the neck down. Like the woman said, what do you want? Didn't I tell you? I'm talkative, so I forget what I say, especially if it's to someone I don't care about. I'm ending the killing game. Killing all the players is the binding vow. Then I'll activate the mass. Also, ich sag ganz ehrlich, das hätte auch offscreen machen können. Ohne Spaß. Then I'll activate the mass merger of the people of Japan with the higher being that is Tengen. Ha, I don't get it. Don't you want to see what you haven't seen? And don't you want confirmation that what you think is interesting actually is interesting? Is that not what life is about? Beats me, you can eat it for all I care. Seriously? At last, I have arrived in Hakodate. No, this is Iwate. Has he come to fight me on his own? I don't see crows. Does that mean Meimei isn't watching? Judging from the cursed energy levels. Achso, hier. Okay. Er hat ihn hier gekillt. Okay. Und jetzt Takaba halt rein. Okay. The choice of assassin makes no sense, which is disturbing, but awakened players bore me. They're just here to fill out the player roster. The only one I sense any potential is Hiromi Higuruma. Damn monk, you're trying to kill me? Now you've done it. I'll toss you in the clink, so get ready. Huh? What just happened? I never sensed this before. I feel like my attack worked, but it didn't have an effect. The world is full of thrills, but the most thrilling of all is when comedians who are only there to pad out the cast end up stealing the show. Indeed, I don't disagree. Das ist doch so ein Quatsch hier gerade. Was ist das? So ein Quatsch-Matchup. Ehrlich. Oh Mann, ey. Ja, let him cook, ne? Chapter 240, Idiot Survivor. Live on for our friends. It would be wise to ambush Kenjaku before Gojo Satoru's battle with the Fallen ends. Even if we prevail against the Fallen, it will be meaningless if Kenjaku achieves his goal of assimilating everyone in Japan with Tengen. Based on the rules Kenjaku added, purging all the players and ending the killing game is a condition for the assimilation, yeah? Then what's there to worry about? Hakari and I are both players, which means Kenjaku can't complete his goals while we are fighting Sukuna. And if a win against Sukuna results in our whole team being wiped out, guess I should probably read the room and keep my mouth shut there. Ah, Kusakawa wieder. Meanwhile, the others aren't gonna join the front lines even if they are players, so there's no point in bringing the mood down. What if Gojo Satoru loses and Kenjaku ambushes us? Even with no ambush, if Gojo Satoru falls and we achieve a narrow victory against the Fallen, we would be on death's door having to fight Kenjaku. You mean there's a chance they'll do to us what we're trying to do to Sukuna? I would say SEADEN's our best shot if we wanna send one man on a little surprise visit to Kenjaku, but it makes no sense to split our forces before fighting Sukuna. Even if we do, we can't just send any old slump as an assassin. I would say I'm not even up to the task as a great one. Perhaps the title of great one is what's not up to the task. So damn picky. Seeing as I've already turned tail and ran once before, I'm out of the question. I recommend sending Takaba Fumihiko. That guy, we can barely understand what comes out of his mouth. Only thing I remember about that guy is when his dick flopped out of his pants. Heiliger. Digga, was? What I'm about to say could have a negative impact on his curse technique. So I ask you not to tell anyone, even Takaba himself. His Technique. Oh, jetzt kommt das raus. Das wussten wir ja noch nicht. Oder kommt es überhaupt raus? He's completely... This doesn't hurt because I'm a cartoon. Negating my technique. Ah, hat keine Wirkung auf ihn. You flubbed that line a tad. Hey, listen here, mullet boy. Even a kid could beat you and I will prove it. Could his curse technique be the emanation of phenomena? Huh? What the fuck? It's an embodiment and enforcement of his imagination. If I'm not careful... Oh no! My 1000 years of Jujutsu know-how. But you looked so good and... I hasse den. Will prove meaningless. What an unexpected development, but even so all techniques have their weaknesses. Just who are you? I'm Nabe's very own Takaba. Digga, das ist so und ich hasse den. Not to brag, but I made it to the first round in last year's P1 tournament. You mean that show that was notorious for having the worst acts? That P1? You just made the hit list of every comedian in Japan. Bako. So you're from Nabe. Ne, hier geht's weiter. Just a joke. I guess waiting for you to play the straight man and say I got last place, didn't I? Won't be a bit too on the nose. As would be me replying with even an average joke could get past round 1. You degenerate monk. So you're from Nabe, you must have performed with Pony then. Erzählen die hier so die ganze Zeit Witze oder was? People tend to assume that's actually a comedian I admire a ton. From the cackling dogs era. Hitting it off more than I thought we would. Not to each their own, I suppose. This guy really likes comedy. Hey, why are you doing this? Doing what? Forcing people to kill each other and trying to make everyone go wisp and make some kind of fusion monster. Because it seems entertaining. Listen, this is the second time I'm having this conversation today, so can we just cut to the chase and call it intellectual curiosity? So what you're saying is, if there were something even more entertaining, there would be no need for this violence, right? Who could say? Hey, hey, it's written all over your face. Just try and make me laugh. What the? You've left me no choice. I give you a one-liner. Seine Geheimwaffe. Ist das geisteskrank? It's royalty free. Use it as much as you like. Intrigued. This is none of your business. Ist das ein Hurensohn? Ich hasse ihn. Was ist das für eine Scheiße, Digga? Wirklich? Oh mein Gott. Das ist so scheiße. Oh man. Oh, bet you came up with that in some cafe where the Wi-Fi is extremely slow, but your phone connects to it automatically. You totally got it. Well, yeah, I'm a professional, huh? But I don't think that would translate too well to the people watching at home. Take Haranashi-san's if you yank out my spine I can't stand gag, for example. It has a setup if you yank out my spine and a punchline I can't stand. Oh, er berichtigt ihn jetzt so mäßig, dass dass seine Jokes besser funktionieren würden, wenn er es so und so machen würde. Yo, this is none of your business, has no setup, only punchline, how could it possibly land? Das finde ich aber irgendwie dann auch wieder sympathisch an Kenjaku, dass sie irgendwie auf einer Wellenlänge dann sind, dass er so weiß, wovon er redet, so irgendwie. My joke being torn apart logically by someone who understands it. This is a real step to the heart. You're far too self-involved. Ja, wie so ein Coach, ne? Doing comedy with you isn't fun at all. Please craft your set with your audience in mind. Na, ja, okay. Er dreht das Ruder so mäßig. Einfach eine schlechte Audience. Oh, I really failed it that time. The conditions for his techniques, activation revolve around his conviction and confidence in himself. Also wenn er selber nicht davon überzeugt ist, dass er lustig ist, funktioniert's wohl nicht. Shut your hole, you're just an amateur posing as an expert. You've never even been on stage. I don't care if you don't think it's funny, as long as everyone else does. That's rich coming from you. Staring contest, if you laugh, you lose. Oh man, what the hell? That guy does not know how to have a staring contest. Is that amateur funnier than me? I mean, if you think about it, a fair-skinned Adonis like him doing monk cosplay sporting long hair is kinda funny, and that scar on his forehead too. You would think he's overdoing it, but I'm starting to feel like it's just making him funnier. Two types of people make it in this business. Comics who are funny and comics who think they're funny. I'm fine, I'm funny. I'm funny. I am... Oh, jetzt kriegt das ein bisschen mit der Angst zu tun, wa? What's the matter? Laugh. You're a comedian, aren't you? Oh, das sieht aber schlecht für ihn aus. Doing comedy with you isn't fun at all. If we can't laugh at this stuff, why would the audience? Why am I a comedian again? Oh, a deep red violating the taboo. Will you do in this icy atmosphere, Takaba? Hat so ein bisschen seinen Sinn verloren, seinen Sinn des Lebens so ein bisschen, ne? Hat ihm so ein bisschen die Grundlage für seinen ganzen Charakter weggenommen. Das ist natürlich krass. Auch wenn es ein Filler-Chapter war. Ich habe erst gedacht, es ist ein Arsch-Chapter, aber ich fand es dann doch ganz lustig. Man muss das ja JJK immer noch zugutekommen lassen, dass sie das gut mit einbauen, ne? Also, es ist zwar natürlich ein Chapter, was jetzt nicht krass den Plot voranbringt oder irgendwas, aber die Art und Weise, wie Kenjaku dargestellt wird oder wie Takaba eingesetzt wird, feiere ich. Das ist so ein bisschen so dieser eigene Stil von JJK. Nee, er denkt, er wäre lustig. Also okay, er ist eigentlich ein totaler Loser und ist eigentlich der Einzige, der von sich selber denkt, dass er lustig ist. Ein Japaner hat gepostet, dass es für Japaner eines der lustigsten Chapter ist, aber Ausländer das halt nicht checken können. Also nicht wundern, wenn nicht manche Sätze verwehren. Ja, sind halt viele Insider drin, ne? So mit so TV-Generation und so. Hier stand das ja auch vorhin mit irgendwelche Serien-Scheiße oder so, die hier lief. Irgendeine Show oder sowas. Ja, ich glaube aber nicht, dass das was wird. Also ich glaube, der scheißt rein. Ich find's krass, dass Kenjaku das so umdrehen kann. Aber auf der anderen Seite ist es auch wiederum nicht so schwer, weil wenn Takaba sich so leicht aus der Reserve locken lässt und direkt solche Komplexe sich schiebt, wenn er denkt, dass ein Kenjaku lustiger wäre als er selber, das dann dafür sorgt, dass er direkt selber an sich zweifelt so mäßig. Vielleicht kriegen wir einen Flashback oder so. Bei JJK kann alles passieren. Kann nächstes Chapter wieder so ein Chapter kommen, wo er dann wieder einen voll auf lustig macht und Kenjaku dann kassiert, aber ich glaube eher nicht. Ich finde, Kenjaku ist sehr unique als Antagonist, ne? Er ist manipulativ, er ist lustig, er ist so gerissen, intelligent, stark. Er hat so sehr, sehr viele verschiedene Eigenschaften, die ihn nicht so klassisch machen. Das mag ich. Denke, auf einmal sind die hier in irgendeinem Casting-Ding. Er kommt hier an und muss erstmal den Witz erklären und kommt da mit einem besseren Witz um die Ecke. Das finde ich ja wieder geil. Wirklich. Ja, ich mag das Chapter. Das ist ein cooles Chapter. Das ist Filler, aber ist cool. So. JJK kommt wieder ein Kapitel diese Woche jetzt, oder? Nächste Woche? Ja, One Piece weiß ich schon. Beide kommen raus. Wichtig, richtig, ja.